ask questions, kind of find out what's up, talk to him, be open, like let's communicate. You know, like you're too grown. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl Nelly V. Hope y'all are doing well. Episode 3. So finally everybody is married. So you know, we can kind of get straight into the meat and the potatoes. This episode I feel like only focused on 2 of the couples, so I'm gonna breeze by the other 3, just like I literally only made like tiny comments, and then we can get into the meat of the episode. All right, so let's start with Mark and Lindsay. Yeah, so Mark and Lindsay, they were hardly on the camera this week, which I was okay with because Lindsay really annoys me. Like, her personality is annoying to me, but, you know, Mark seems to be very pleased with what he got. Like, he's very much like, oh, like, they gave me what I want, like, I'm cool. I don't like how he's kind of like, I've seen her loud side, now I want to see her lovable side. I just don't really like the word he's using, lovable, because I'm like, I mean, yes, we do all want to see Lindsay quiet down and everything, but the I don't know, I think it's the word lovable that's throwing me off. Like, you know, she's still lovable when she's loud, you know, but I do want to see a more vulnerable, quiet side to her as well. So I think that's what he means, but I just don't really like the way he's wording it. Let's see what else. Mark is just such a stand-up guy. He went and talked to Lindsay's dad. He was like, you know, I would have wanted to, you know, call you guys up, ask for permission. And, you know, Lindsay's dad is like, yeah, just don't treat her, you know, bad. Like, you know, welcome to the family. So, yeah, I think they're gonna be fine. He's mad respectful, mad cool. So I want to see a different side of Lindsay too this season. So hopefully they get there. All right, then we have Jasmina and Michael. Michael's sisters, they are just really sweet. They have really opened Jasmina with open arms. They gave her the breast cancer pin to wear to commemorate Michael's mom. I thought that was really sweet. I just think that, you know, obviously when you go through a tragedy, like they've been through multiple tragedies, you know, you get so close with your siblings. I think, you know, but they're not overbearing about it. They are very like open to the process and they want Michael to be happy, and they're not, you know, living through him or stopping him from living his life. They're really just like opening Jasmina up into the family. So I really, really like that. Michael talked to Jasmina's mom and stepfather. The stepfather was like, oh, like sometimes, you know, it's best not to say anything. And I was like, that doesn't sound like anything we've heard about Jasmina this whole entire season. And then thankfully her mom was like, no, Jasmina doesn't like quiet. She likes communication. And I was like, exactly. And I was like, that's exactly why you're the stepfather. Like, keep it quiet, dude, because you're not giving good advice to Michael, okay? She has explicitly said she wants communication. She wants emotionally intelligent, you know, people. It was nice to see, you know, Michael's playful side this episode. He was making jokes. She was making jokes too. Like, and Jasmina gives me like no nonsense and like, I mean, business vibes, but it's nice to see her, you know, in a different light. I think they're going to be fine. One thing though, when he was like explaining his like day or like his typical work day, he said he wakes up at 4 a.m. and he's not home until 7 p.m. So I'm like, ooh. I mean, obviously she works too, but it's like, I hope, you know, they have time to spend time together and like get to know one another, because I feel like that's really not that much time. I mean, I guess they have the weekends too, but I was like, do you even have time? Because I don't know. But other than that, I think they're fine. They, you know, cuddled. He picked her up, you know, took her to the hotel room and everything. After the wedding, so I think they're fine. We're still hoping for the best for them. All right, Steve and Noi. So their wedding was nice. He brought a little ring pop, you know, as a little joke. He brought her the ring and the ring pop. That was cute. She thought that was funny. Steve has really embraced Noi's culture. He wore the traditional matching colors that, you know, Noi wanted him to wear. So everything is going well. As I told y'all last week, he told her he didn't have a job and she didn't seem that concerned. I mean, and you know, the producers, they're trying to like zoom in on Noi's face and make her look confused, and I'm like, stop, okay? Because in the confessional, she was like, you know, he seems like he has it together. She said she was surprised. But I mean, obviously I would be surprised too, because we all went through this month-long process, or not month-long, but months of a process where, you know, we're doing interviews, background checks, all of this. So I know it would surprise her, but she doesn't seem like, you know, too concerned about it. Because I told you, like, Noi, she's a dreamer, she's happy-go-lucky. And again, Steve is not unemployable. Like, he is figuring himself out. So, you know, I think that's going to be fine. I want to hear more about Steve's background because, you know, we got to see Noi's traditions and everything play out in the wedding. But Steve, obviously, his mother looks, you know, white, but, you know, his dad looks of Asian or descent. You know, I want to see how important his culture is to him, or if it is at all. But yeah, they seem to be trekking along fine. Now, Noi's brother, let's get into Noi's brother. Noi's brother is talking to Steve, and he's basically like inquiring, like, are y'all gonna consummate the marriage tonight? And Steve is like, I'm just trying to build an emotional connection with her. Like, the brother was all up in their business. And that's how I know Noi is going to be the first one to consummate the marriage out of all the couples. Like, I'm calling it, because the way her brother was all up in her sex life, like asking him this and that, I was like, yeah, that was weird. If it would have been another family member, I maybe would have taken it the, you know, a different way. But the brother, all up in their business. So, and Steve is like, chill, like, chill. He was literally like, if you don't chase her, someone else will. Who's gonna chase her? She already married, okay? And so she should be, anything in the past, any, you know, past relationships and everything should be cut off. So who was gonna chase her? Like, I don't know. It was like, I appreciate the family, you know, hyping her up and everything and trying to give him advice, but I didn't think it fell on, you know, the right hands. All right, Christina and Olajuwon. So, I forgot to say this last week. I did not like how Olajuwon kept on asking for kisses from Christina. I know they're married, but I don't know. Everything about Olajuwon in this episode is just giving me thirsty. Like, he just does too much. He does too much, and Lindsay does too much. Like, and when they're on the screen, I just be like, ugh, pipe down. Like, just take it down 2 or 3 notches. You know what I mean? So, but then it was revealed that Olajuwon has, you know, ADHD. So I guess that's making, you know, more sense to his behavior now, but still. Okay, let's see. But Katina seems very pleased with him. She really does. She's like, I can already see why we're a match. He, you know, matches my timeline with the kids, with the traveling, da-da-da-da. So again, I really want this to work out for her sake, not because of him. Now, Katina was talking to Olajuwon's groomsmen, and I don't know if this is what y'all gathered, but the friend said, you know, sometimes you have to explain things to Olajuwon 2 or 3 times before you can get, you know, a true answer from him, because he's always gonna try to like be protective of himself first. And I was like, not you gotta talk to him 2 or 3 times to get the truth. Like, I don't know, that didn't rub me the right way. Then the other groomsman was like, you know, he's gonna try to mold you to be the woman that he wants. Another red flag. Olajuwon is in no position to be picky, you know? You need to be focused on accepting Katina. You know, he was already a little bit iffy about the cooking thing. And she was like, I mean, I could cook, but, you know, it ain't going to be gourmet or nothing, you know? And he was like, yeah, we're going to have to work on that. It's like, you know, focus on learning her and accepting her for who she is. Do not try to change her. We know that when you try to change people, it never ends well. So I was like, oh, that's a little concerning. Katina's mom also does not seem like she likes Olajuwon. This lady, the man was talking her ear off. The lady was like, oh, look, there's a rabbit, and then left the table. That was so funny, y'all. I've never seen anything like that. That was so funny to me. Yeah, and then like, he was, you know, dancing, you know, real provocatively on her. Katina's mom is in the back is like, like, stop. Like, I don't know how that's gonna work. I mean, she's obviously gonna just, you know, need to see a serious side of him, but I'm not sure about this, because, you know, if you don't have your mom's blessing on something, you know, that's gonna obviously affect you, and she's very close to her mom, so I don't know about that. Last thing I'm gonna say about Olajuwon is I think he's like wrapped up in the semantics of things. He's like, he said something like, I feel like a true husband now. And I'm like, what does that mean to you? You know, because, you know, it's not just like the next day you're married and all of a sudden, like, yes, the past is the past, but it's like, again, I just haven't seen, he's been single for the last 2 years. So it's like you haven't put into practice everything that you're preaching now. And I saw on Twitter, somebody on Twitter, they were like, Olajuwon said he's been taking the last 2 years to focus on himself when really it's just been a global pandemic. And I was like, yo, exactly. Like, you know, it just hasn't been put into practice. And he's like putting a lot of pressure, like, you know, husband and wife. And it's like, he needs to figure out what those words mean. And, you know, instead of just throwing them out, because it just doesn't feel like they have value, you know, yet. But again, still rooting for them, and especially rooting for Katina. All right, so let's get into Alyssa and Chris. Last week I left them for last because I didn't have much to say. Now, I don't like where this is going at all. It's giving me Haley and Jacob, okay? And I'll tie the connection later, but it's just, I feel bad for Chris now, because at first, you know, I wasn't really feeling him. He was kind of like, I don't know, I'm indifferent. Now, you know, I got to see more of himself this episode, kind of see, you know, his intentions. He was really focused. He was like, you know, I really want to make her feel comfortable. He's a realtor. You know, I coach people through multi-million-dollar deals. I'm going to, you know, appear calm, cool, and collected so that I can make her feel comfortable. I want to focus on, you know, proving to her family that I'm going to be a good guy. Like, you know, he was saying all the right stuff. He wrote her a nice letter before they got married, basically saying, you know, I'm excited to take this adventure with you, you know, all good stuff. And Alyssa was just acting like a spoiled brat. All her interviews and all her confessionals, she's like, you know, I hope he's tall, dark, and handsome. I don't know if she said that, but she said tall, tan, or something. Then she said, you know, physical attraction is super important to me. And it's, y'all, Married at First Sight is not the show for you if you care about physical attraction. You don't know what you're gonna get. And she was like all, you know, concerned about his teeth, I understand that. Teeth is a big one. But girl, like, I just, her energy, it was, then she got down the aisle. She was acting so uncomfortable, so fidgety. And he was like, you know, I like your dress. I like this. I like that. She wasn't having it. Her interviews in the beginning, she was just like, yeah, like, I'm so excited. To after she saw him, like, she was like, yeah, I'm hopeful about the process, but, you know, I'm not, you know. Then she was just like, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Like, her tone completely changed. And I was like, you're not even giving him a chance. You're not even open to seeing why you guys were potentially matched in the first place. And I do not like that. Then at the end, you know, she's basically telling production that, like, you know, she's not feeling him. She don't want to even sleep in the same bed with him. And I was like, yo, okay, you really... Okay, let me backtrack. So Alyssa was talking to his groomsman, and his groomsman really didn't play him up, you know? They were not really saying good qualities about him, but I don't think they were saying awful qualities either. They said that sometimes he could come off pushy, sometimes he can talk too long about one certain thing, And she just immediately made a judgment off of that. And then at the end, he's like, you know, waiting for her. She's talking to production. She's slandering the man's name. And she comes back and she's like, I'm sorry for making you wait. And they're talking and she's basically like, you know, there's some things that were said today and I don't really like it. And she blames it on like one little joke, which I wrote it down. She said, I guess he said, I'm just Alyssa's side piece. I don't even know what that means. Like, I don't even know like why she was fixated on that or whatever. But yeah, and he was like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, I had a really good day. Is there anything, you know, I can clear up? Do you have any questions? You know, I didn't mean to, you know, offend you. And she's like, no, let's just go to sleep. You're gonna bring up and make this whole issue, and then he wants to talk about it, or he's like, I don't know what you're saying, like, I don't know what idea you have of me, but let's talk about it. And then all of a sudden you're not gonna talk about it. Like, I don't like that. Like, he gave you the floor to, you know, ask questions, kind of find out what's up, talk to him, be open, like, let's communicate. You know, like, you're too grown. It just really made me sad because he was like, I don't know what I did, but like, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Like, that just really made me sad. When Chris was talking to her friends, the friends were like, you know, you're not really in her comfort zone. She doesn't really go for nice dudes. And I was like, you see, when you get so caught up in your type hasn't led you nowhere. That's why you're on the show, to get married. So you need to look and see what is, you know, Chris bringing to the table. Give it an open chance, you know? And then her friends were like, yeah, she's probably not going to sleep in the bed with you. That's not okay. That's not okay. Like, you're married. And sleeping in the bed with somebody, to me, is not even that big of a deal. Nobody says you had to be all up under him, cuddling with him, spooning him on the first night, but you can't even lay down next to the man? No, that's immature. I just feel really bad because I feel like he was really blindsided because he talked to her mom, and her mom was like, yeah, like, she said she likes you. I'm like, Mom, why did you lie like that? Okay. And then he talked to the friends, and the friends also were kind of like, yeah, like, I think she's like you. I don't know. They all kind of didn't give him any indication that, like, you know, you're not, I mean, okay. The friends did say you're not typically her type, but they didn't give him any indication that, like, she's not feeling you at all. And I get it, because that's not really their place to say that. And she should have been honest and forthright at the end, like, you know, honestly, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm thinking. But she didn't, so it is what it is. But I just feel really bad for him. It's giving me Haley and Jacob vibes, because this is exactly, you know, they didn't break up at the wedding. They broke up at the honeymoon. But, you know, Haley, she couldn't get with the 80s. She couldn't get with the thing. This man, first of all, Chris, the first thing you're going to say to introduce yourself is you're vice president of the disc golf. Like, that's not selling points, okay? That's not selling points. That's not helping you. I mean, it is your truth, but it's not helping you. So, you know, she probably just feels like a little weirded out, you know, the quirks and stuff like that. And this is exactly what Haley did. You know, she couldn't get past it. She could not get past, you know, his weird characteristics and all of that. And that's why I'm just like, I hope they can, you know, talk at the honeymoon and kind of reframe things. But it's looking like it's a dub. And I already said it was a dub, but now I feel bad for Chris. And the thing is, Alyssa was mad uptight the whole day. Every time it came to like a new idea, like the photographer's like, oh, twirl her around, or lean on him, shove cake in his face. And she's like, no, like, come on. And the thing is, and I appreciate Chris because he was trying to be respectful. Like, even when they were clinking the glasses, he was like, you know, like, we're not going to kiss, because it didn't seem like she was open to it. Like, let's not succumb to peer pressure. Get out of here. This is the thing. The relationships, they're not going to move this relationship is not gonna move if we're going on Alyssa's pace. If I'm calling him Jacob. If Chris wants any, you know, if they have any chance of making it, Chris needs to kind of take the lead, because right now she's like shutting down every idea. And I know he's trying to make her comfortable, but it's like they're gonna move at a snail's pace and they're gonna stay permanently in the friend zone if they don't start looking at it like a marriage and start moving and doing things and da-da-da. Because if it's up to her, and I know he doesn't like her, or I mean, she doesn't like him, so that's why she's not being open, but still, I'm just like, yeah, this is not good, and I feel. All right, y'all, that's the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let's start a dialogue in the comments. Let me know how you felt about, you know, Alyssa and Chris, or, you know, any of the other couples, what y'all think. What are y'all thoughts about this season so far? I want to talk to y'all. You know, I respond back to everybody. And I will see y'all next week. Don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you can see when I post. And I'll see y'all next week. Bye.